he blind. And I need to do it while it's day. To do the work. And not only I, but nighttime will come when no man can work. And as long, in other words, Jesus is saying this man not only needs help, but he's not bragging, he's telling the truth. Because the Lord is always the best thing going. Can't see. He cannot see. As long as I'm here, he has the potential to see. Because whatever and fix any condition. As long as I'm in the world, I'm the light of it. And that's what the man needs, light. And the Lord knows what each and every one of us needs. Revival enables us to recognize opportunity. But verse 5 lets us know is to believe that God is able to work miracles. Because in verse 5, Jesus lets us know that my God is able. He lets us know even in that verse, as long as I'm here, I am the light. As long as I'm present. God works miracles. And when the miracle comes, things change. Jesus said this man, and in verse 6 of chapter 9 of the Gospel of St. John, he looked at him and Jesus saw him and then spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle. And when he made from the spittle, he anointed the blind man's eyes. He anointed it with the clay. He took spittle and clay and then anointed the man's eyes. He on the man with that which he created. In verse 7, Jesus looked at him and said, now go wash in the pool of Siloam. Go wash. He tells him, go wash. He sent him. He went his way, and the man washed. And when he washed, he started seeing. He started seeing. And verse 8, the scripture says, the neighbors and everybody which believed, which before had seen him blind, said, now, ain't he the one that was begging? And some folks said that this is he. Others said he like him. Then the man turned around and said, now, I hear you talking about me, but I am he. It's right there in the verse 9. I'm him. I hear y'all. You see me at some project, some strange something. Talking about my mama and daddy. Talking about me, but I'm him. I'm the one that was begging. That was blind. That was me. You'd be surprised. Here it is in April of 2022. Somebody that you knew that was on Skid Row on the corner can walk down the church on a Sunday morning and say, Lord, help me. I'm here to put my hand in your hand. Somebody in the church say, ain't that Leroy? Been a bootlegger for years. And then you got the do-gooders in the church. We don't want him up in here. Well, you here? We all came from scared something. And just like we came to Jesus as we were, everybody else got a right to come. Because the scripture says, whosoever will, let him come. All my brothers and sisters, they looked at him. But he said, because something has come to his life. You see, when revival comes, revival produces change. Oh, yes, it does. It produces change. This man was blind, but now he can. Because verses 8 through 10 tells you that everybody knew that he was blind and that he was begging. And now he sees. The neighbors started talking about him, chatting about him. The grapevine was going, asking questions concerning him. But until that time, nobody asked him. They talked about him, but no one talked to him. If somebody really wants to help you when you have an issue, they'll talk to you. Because talking about you doesn't help you. They talked about him. Oh, they talked about him now. And he was blind. Remember, he'd been begging. And he walks up. Now, I'm he. It took a lot of courage to do that. Because blind, he was kind of an outcast. And you've been begging everybody all your life. And you just got your sight. You ain't had nothing, and you don't have anything now but your sight. So you still need folk to help you. So you got to be careful how you handle people. Because some people who've been helping you, when they get mad, will stop helping you. And so that's right, they cut you off. You mean tell me you gonna talk back to me? Tell you what I do, I can take what I got and keep it. And he just walks up to, now I'm he. That's boldness. But the difference is the Lord was involved. And when Jesus is involved, he gives you courage. Oh, my brothers and sisters, he knew God was able. Revival produces change. It produces change people. Here is a man that's blind, now walking up telling everybody, it's me who can see. Because verse 10, they asked him, how was your eyes open? You've been begging all your life. You ain't never had nothing. And you walking up in here talking about this you. Tell us how your eyes were open. What revival does when it comes to our life, it sharpens our minds on the results of what have happened to us. We've all gone down Trouble's railroad. But we've all have had the opportunity to ride on the glory train. That when trouble has been, we've been faced with trouble, God gets involved and fixes that which was broken and allows us to then ride the glory train. Stuff that used to bother me, I brag about how I got over it. Even we sang a song, how I got over, how I got over. My soul looks back and wonder how I got over. And here we are in the text. This man has his sight now. Oh, he's revived. And he's focusing on the results, not the procedure. Because some folk wanted to know the procedure. Not the fact that he was blind, but now he sees. They want to know who opened your eyes. How did your eyes become open? Because if your eyes open, you see somebody there wanting to take advantage of the miracle. It was somebody there in the crowd wanting to find out how did he do it so they could go open somebody else's eyes for pay. How did you get your eyes open? Never once was concerned about the results because they should have been shouting. They trying to find money. How'd you get your eyes open? How'd you get up from begging? And all my brothers and sisters, revival changes people. But now something else happens. Revival sharpens our focus on the results, not the procedure. They see now, and they want to know, how did you get your eyes open? Well, he looks at them, and here's what he says. It's obvious, and this is not in the text, but I believe he said to them perhaps, it's obvious you need to know what's going on here. Because now you know he's bold. He's been blind. Now you're around here talking about folk, it's you. You got a lot of courage from somewhere. He's been revived. See, he's a new person now. He has courage that he didn't have. He's had to depend on everybody else. But he knows there's somebody greater than just the folk. Because he knows where his sight came from. And when the Lord's been good to you and you really know where your blessings come from, you'll take a stand. And here he is. He said, he answered them in verse 11. In verse 11, listen to him start talking. Because he's been revived, and his focus is sharp. And he said, now in verse 11, a man that is called Jesus made some clay and anointed and told me to go wash in the pool of Siloam, and I washed, and I went and washed, and I received my sight. And then they looked at the man in verse 12 and said, now where is he? He said, I know not where he is. I don't know. The fact that I can see, I'm not around trying to follow him. I'm not, that's not where I am right now. I'm just glad I can see it. I'm still in my glory. I'm still shouting. I don't know where he is. Verse 13, they took the man and they brought him to the Pharisee. And here's what happened. They bring him to the Pharisees, verse 14, and it was the Sabbath day when Jesus made the clay, which the Pharisees believed was forbidden. The man has changed. His focus is changed. They bring him to the Pharisees. And then the Pharisees, in verse 15, will ask him again. Because they are the do-gooders. They are the ones who supposed to really exemplify what it really means to have knowledge of the Old Testament. And they believe that they know it all. And verse 15, they asked him, how had he received his sight? He said unto them the same thing. He put clay on my eyes, and I washed. I did what he told me to do, and I see.